Hello everyone, this is Ian Colling, Head Teacher. Welcome to our Information for Parents video for 2021. I'm going to cover these key areas in the course of this presentation, and then your child's head of year will then give you some details about the year ahead. Whilst the pandemic is far from over, this term does see the resumption of normal school practices. As you'll know from emails sent last term, the staggered breaks will continue at Magdalen, but everybody will now start school at 8:45 and finish at 3:10 each day. You'll see on the school's website the exact timings of the school day and what time lessons are and the year group break times. This is on the general section of the website under Key Information, School Day. Please do look at other areas of the school website, which we work very hard to keep up to date, so that you can see all the information that you need. Our intention is to provide an exceptional education for all of our students. Our vision sets this out in more detail, and it's divided into these key areas. You can find this under the general section of our school website. We wrote the vision following our Ofsted inspection, which took place in February of 2020, just before the first lockdown. And we've considered very carefully all the areas of the school's practices that we want to develop further to drive towards that exceptional education for all. What you'll find in that document is that we are now in year 2 of our vision implementation, and we're working hard during this year to continue the excellent work that was begun in the last academic year. Please take the time to read that and you will see the various different aspects of the work that we're developing. Right at the centre of our work is our curriculum, and this includes not just the subject curriculum but the wider development of our students, which includes all of their personal development, the pastoral care, personal social health education, careers advice and guidance, relationship, sex and health education, and also includes the educational visits and the extracurricular provision. Work will be done this year to re-establish some of that wider curriculum, much of which was put on hold because of restrictions caused by the pandemic. We aim to ensure that teaching continues to drive forward in practice and that the personal development and leadership underpin what we do in the school to ensure that all students are well supported and that the school is well led. Developing our staff is clearly pivotal to make sure that everybody who is new to the school understands their role in the school and the direction the school is travelling, but also that existing staff continue to develop their practices. Over the course of this summer, significant changes have taken place in our facilities. We're absolutely delighted that we've managed to open our new building, which is part of Wadhams, and so is using that same name. It's where our music department is housed and where you'll also find lessons in history and also PCSHE. It's a fantastic new building, and I hope that parents will have the opportunity to see that at some point during this year when you come in for parents' evenings or other evening events. The other areas that we've been working on are to develop our food technology rooms, and that work will continue this term. And we've also got repair work going on our roofs to replace many of the roofing areas to make sure that we have fewer leaks and that the building is fit for purpose as we enter the winter months. We're really grateful to our staff and the contractors for the hard work that they've been doing, and I hope that you will see significant changes and improvements in the premises as we go forward in the next few months. As I've mentioned, COVID is still present in our communities. We therefore need to adopt a proportionate approach to keeping ourselves safe. So my request to everybody is to undertake their own personal responsibility to undertake lateral flow tests to make sure that if you identify as having COVID, that you keep yourself in isolation. There is no longer a requirement for anybody to isolate who is living in the household of someone with COVID, and that includes anybody under the age of 18 or any adult who has had both jabs. In school, we will continue to ventilate the building periodically and to make sure that that is happening on a regular basis throughout the school day, and also to encourage everybody to adopt good hand hygiene. The wearing of masks is no longer a requirement. If people wish to wear masks to school, then they are welcome to do so, but it is not an expectation. We recognise that the effects of the pandemic have been very varied for different people, and some people may feel safer wearing a mask, or they may feel that they are at risk if they don't. That's their personal choice and we respect that. But please be aware of the fact we will not be requiring everybody to wear masks unless our risk assessment suggests that the levels of the pandemic are too high and we need to take additional actions. We will, of course, pay heed to the government guidance as and when that changes as we go through this term and into the future. Our aim is to make sure we keep in regular contact with parents, as we have done over the last couple of years. We know that good communication is really effective, and it's important that everybody feels that they know what's going on in the school and they know where to get information that they need. Please use our website as the starting point for any questions that you may have. You may well find the answers on there. If that doesn't give you the answer that you need, then you will want to contact school, and here are some of the key people that you may wish to speak to find out specific information. In relation to pastoral support, your child's PSA is the starting point, the pastoral support assistant. Our colleagues in the pastoral team are not teachers, and therefore they're more likely to be able to speak to you on the telephone during the working day. Form tutors and leaders of learning are teachers, and so they will be teaching throughout most of the day. But if you can't get the information you need from the PSA, then they may well be the place to go as the next port of call. If you have subject-specific questions, please talk to subject teachers or to heads of relevant faculties, and the contact details of all of those people you will find again on the website. Members of the senior team are listed here with their key responsibilities, and again, contact details you'll see on the website. Please, to help us deal with your inquiry, try to contact the right person for the right sort of question, and in particular, try to avoid sending an email to lots of different staff, because that makes it much more difficult for us to manage in school. If you're unhappy with the response that you get when you speak to a member of staff and you haven't got the answer you need or the right solution, please do escalate and do speak to a member of the senior team. And if that still doesn't give you what you need, then please contact me as the head teacher. It's usually simple to find the information that you need, or to have something you're unhappy about resolved by talking to the key people that work closely with your child in the first instance. But I do know that sometimes people feel that they wish to share that more at a more senior level, and therefore you're invited to contact senior staff should that be necessary.
Good evening. I'm Miss Sheriff, the Assistant Head of Year for Year 7. We're very fortunate this year to have two heads of year at present for Year 7, Mrs Tudor-Price and Miss Tighe. Our pastoral assistant for this year is Miss Pillinger, who is a non-teaching member of staff and therefore your first point of contact throughout the school day if you do need to get in contact with anyone. We hope your child has had a positive start at Magdalen College School this morning. We recognise that there have been a mixture of emotions about starting. Some are quite eager to get back into a sense of routine after all the disruption, and some are quite nervous about the years ahead, especially under the present circumstances. We recognise some students might have come from a school and they're coming to Magdalen not knowing anyone, but we want to make sure that you know that we are here to help. During the assembly this morning to the Year 7 students, we highlighted the importance of using this fresh start into secondary school to get involved in extracurricular activities, of which we have many to offer, adopt a positive mindset, work hard and follow our ethos of manners and kindness. Students today will have received their timetables for the academic year, where they will be able to see their daily timetable and the teachers that they have for each subject. This can also be viewed on the Go for Schools platform, which I will speak about in a moment. We try to encourage students to get into good routines in order to prepare for each school day by getting their school bag packed the night before to ensure that they have their PE kit if needed, or their exercise books, or their food ready for their food tech lesson. These next few weeks of term will be a settling in period for all students, and we urge students to come and see us if they need any help. No problem is too big or too small. Go for Schools is an online platform that we use for logging homework, behaviour points, both positive and negative, and an area where students can check their timetable online. As shown on the screen, the red arrow is pointing to where the homework is logged by teachers. It shows the subject, due date, homework brief and guidance time for how long this work should take. We encourage both students and their parents/guardians to regularly check Go for Schools for updates. Homework Club is something that is on offer at Magdalen College School. Students are more than welcome to attend Homework Club in Inclusion, which takes place on a Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday for Year 7 students. This is a great opportunity for students to get organised with their homework and receive support with it if needed. The library is also open from 8 AM till 4 PM every day apart from a Friday. Go for Schools. As I've mentioned previously, Go for Schools is a platform that we use to communicate with home about upcoming homework, any reports, your child's progress and any positive or negative behaviour points. Detentions. If your child does receive a detention, they will be held on a Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday after school for either 30 minutes or 1 hour. You'll be informed 48 hours before the detention is due to take place, and you'll be told what day it is on and for how long that detention will take place for. Planners. Students will be given a school planner next week where they can record their homework on the day it is set and highlight when it is due. We would be grateful if you could sign the student planner each week near to where the tutor has also signed it. This is to highlight that you have seen what homework your child has had set for that week. You can also see if your child has had a teacher detention or if they have any upcoming after-school detentions as well. Communication. If you would like to get in contact with us this term, feel free to message general inquiries by email, Miss Pillinger, the PSA, who is available throughout the teaching day that you can call, Mrs. Tudor-Price, Miss Ty, or myself, Miss Sheriff. You can also get in contact with your form tutor of your child, and you can do that either via the planner or you can do it via email or telephone. Social media. We appreciate that for many students joining us in Year 7, they may have been given a mobile phone for the first time in their transition to secondary school. Mobile phones are allowed to be brought into school, but they need to be switched off during the school day during lesson time. They can be used at break time in the designated areas where students would eat their lunch or their break time snack. If students' mobiles do happen to go off during the lesson, it is likely they will be confiscated and kept safe throughout the day in the reception. These mobile phones can then be collected at the end of the school day by students or parents. As students may have a mobile phone for the first time, we would encourage you to have a conversation with them about their use of social media and what platforms they are allowed to use at the age of 11 or 12. Key dates. The Year 7 Parent-Tutor Evening will be held between 4 till 7:30 on the Thursday before we break up for October half term, and a bit more detail about these dates can be found on the school website. More information will also be sent out about this in due course via email. Extended Learning Days. These happen throughout the academic year. They are off-timetable days where students can explore cultural capital, they can take part in PSHE activities, or they may have the pleasure of going on a school trip. Again, as they approach these extended learning days, we will send you information about what to expect and what your child will be getting involved with. CATS assessments. Next week, on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, Year 7 students will participate in CATS assessments. These will happen during the school day, particularly in period 3, so the last lesson of the day. These are absolutely nothing to worry about, and your child cannot prepare for them in advance. It is just to inform us as teachers how your child is progressing since they've come up from primary school and how we could help them even further. Every student, when they attend secondary school, sits these assessments, and those of you with older children who have been or are still at Magdalen, I'm sure you'll remember them happening in previous years. Following on from this information evening, if you do have any further questions, please email general inquiries as shown on the screen in the hyperlink. Please quote Information Evening Year 7 in the subject line, and someone will respond to your email at the earliest conveniences. Thank you very much.